Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel if you are returning, and welcome back to everybody that is new for the first time hitting this video. Now, today's topic, I want to go ahead and make sure that we dive straight in and help you understand the way you're structured your business may not be the best way specifically for you, or maybe you're just not thinking about your business the right way. And so I want to make sure that we dive into that and dive into something that's near and dear to my heart, which is real estate agents earning more money by doing the same amount of work. Now, something I want to do is I want to make sure that real estate agents that are watching this understand that this video is not about bashing a particular brokerage, bashing a particular team, or bashing anybody in general. This video is more to help you open your eyes to understand that maybe you could be earning more as a real estate professional and maybe not giving away so much of your money. So I want to talk about something that I think most of you can relate to. Most agents that are out there have never earned $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 from one transaction. Most of them have never earned that money from their regular jobs they had before, because a lot of them are school teachers. A lot of them work for corporate companies for a couple of years, but never earned that much money. And so whenever you earn that type of money, you think that that's the normal way of life, whenever that's not reality. And so now that you've gotten into real estate, your eyes are blinded to any other opportunities because you're like, there's no other way except this way and to make money. But what if one day that stops? What if one day you have a heart attack? What if one day you hurt your back? What if 1 year you can't do real estate for a year, right? And you're used to earning that type of money and your lifestyle has inflated to a point where you can't cover your bills anymore because you and your spouse, right, were used to living this lifestyle because of your income that allowed you to live this lifestyle. What happens then? And I think that's a real question that real estate agents really need to ask themselves, because most people, when you start making that type of money, everything else is totally outside of your realm of vision, right? It's out here and you're not thinking about that. The only thing you're thinking about is today, right now, and you're not thinking about your future. So we definitely have to change our mindset whenever it comes to us as real estate professionals, because you ask any real estate agent that is retired, probably not retired, right, what they wish they would have done differently, and that's plan for the future. So how do we start changing our mindset with this? Well, I would say that 90% plus of real estate agents choose their brokerage on a couple of reasons, right? And the couple of reasons that they may be choosing a brokerage are, number one, how the broker makes them feel specifically in an interview. And number two, the tools, right, that they think they're going to use whenever they probably don't use 90% of them. And now let me quantify that and qualify that, because here's the thing. The number of agents posting on social media, who has and what type of CRM do you use, or what's the best CRM, is ridiculously high, right? And so whenever you choose a brokerage based on that thought process, you may not be choosing the right brokerage, because you're thinking, I chose this brokerage because of how they make me feel and the tools they have. But then that feeling that you may have had whenever you had the interview also isn't sustainable, because that broker is dealing with a ton of other agents, a ton of stress keeping their brokerage open, right? And so that same feeling you may have thought you were going to have is no longer there. And so the question is, then what happens? Now, let me pause for a second to say, now there are some brokers that are out there and they're fantastic, and that feeling they give you is going to be amazing for years to come. But to what expense? At a 70-30 split, so now you're paying 30% of your commission to an $18,000 cap, and you're going to do that for 5 years and pay roughly $100,000 to feel good about where you are. I really want you to think about that for a minute, because some of you are sitting in this position right now. I know some agents that make $400,000 that have been paying a 60-40 split for the last 5 years. Think about that for a minute. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars that they paid. And the reason they told me that they've done this is because it feels good to be here. This broker takes care of me. They give me what I need. And I'm looking going, you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to feel good? I don't think your family would appreciate that, because there's no family in the world that's going to tell you, pay me $100,000, right? Or hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of 5 years so I can make you feel good. What about you as an agent? What about you and what you've accomplished? You deserve to understand that you can make other people feel good by what you have to offer, not just because somebody else has something to offer you and make you feel good. You are the person that gets to control that. So why pay for that? So here's a question I want you to ask yourself. What about your future? You know that your broker future is going to be taken care of. Why? Because they're always going to have agents coming in. They're always going to be paying them, if they make $100,000, they're going to be paying the broker $18,000, right? And so the broker is always going to be taken care of. Their plan has worked out for them, and they're always going to have new agents coming in and paying a 70-30 split. So then I ask you, right, you're 1 to 2 years in. Haven't you learned enough about the lead generation they do? Haven't you learned enough about where they've purchased their leads that you can go out and do the exact same thing? Haven't you learned how to convert leads since you've been there? And if you haven't, why are you still paying them? What is it that is driving you to pay that much money if you haven't learned what you need to do to be able to go out on your own? Will your broker ever teach you to be a broker? The answer is no. You are their meal ticket. You are their retirement plan, right? And so I start asking these questions to agents and they get a little hot. They start getting bothered by the questions because this is reality. Most of us don't like to look in the mirror and ask ourselves these questions. These are hard questions to ask and then go home and tell our spouse, our better half, our kids, you know what, I'm going to keep paying this person because they make me feel good. Even though I've learned what I need to learn, I've got the skills that I need to have in order to go out on my own. But a lot of people, a lot of agents, for some reason, need that quote unquote community to feel good. But can't you find that community somewhere else and doing something else? Because you're going to earn enough money to be around the people that you want to be around to actually level up your business. Because if you've hit a certain level of income already at the current place that you're at, trust me, there is another level somewhere else. And so why keep paying the same group if you don't need to? So oftentimes whenever I ask agents this question, one of the things that comes up is, well, I want to be loyal to them. What does loyalty cost? What makes them loyal to you? Let's say you went and you passed away today as a real estate professional. What broker is going to say, you know what, I'm going to keep paying your family the $100,000 a year that you're earning, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year you're earning? It's never going to happen. And so whenever an agent sits here and we're on a call and they say, you know what, I'm going to be loyal to this broker because they got me started. Yes, they got you started, my friend. And you have dearly paid them $18,000 plus a year over the course of 5 years, $100,000. So how much more does loyalty cost? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take a step back for a minute and I want you to assess your situation. And I want you to really, truly think about where you are in your business and where you are in your life and where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, and what you want your financial future to look like for yourself and your family. And I think if you do that, you will realize there's probably something better out there for you. You'll realize that you're probably a person that can guide other people on being successful and create yourself and teach yourself to be a mini broker. Not necessarily taking on all the hassle of being a broker where you have to pay all the E&O for everybody, worry about knucklehead agents because we know that they're out there, or worry about paying for a building, right? I think there's a better way to be what I call a mini or micro broker and take on some of the success of these agents that you're training, right? But not price gouge them for hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? But it's being able to coach them and show them success and the success guide that you followed for yourself in your business. Now, let me be very clear again. I'm not trying to bash your broker. I'm not trying to bash anybody's brokerage or team. But what I am saying is it took me years to figure out that I was paying somebody to continue learning over and over the same thing that I already knew, to continue learning the skill set, continue learning where to buy leads from. When I actually wasn't learning, I was just repeating the same process over and over. So if I was doing that, why would I want to continue paying somebody that money? It just doesn't make sense, not financial sense anyway. Now, I hope that this video is opening some of your eyes, right? If you're on a 70-30 split or worse and you want to learn to actually take some of the skill sets that you've learned from your previous broker that you've paid plenty of money to, so it is time for you to leave if you feel comfortable doing that and go out on your own. If you are in a position where you want to go out and do that and you want to earn some passive income for yourself and be in a position to grow your business, your financial future, and continue to build other people's lives up as well, I want you to click down below to reach out to me and schedule a call. Now, this call is very important because I'm going to tell you the truth. I might hurt your feelings, but I want to make sure that you understand that there may be a better path than you're currently on, because oftentimes, again, we're blinded by these big checks. We're blinded by what our broker is telling us is the right thing. And we don't actually look at our own personal situation and go, I think that if I did this particular thing, if I saw the path of somebody else that's a millionaire, that I could also be on that same path, where your broker's never going to show you that path. Why? Because again, you're their meal ticket. So if you want to be your own mini broker, you don't want to have to worry about the hassles of E&O. You don't want to worry about the hassles of owning your own building or leasing a building that's going to cost you a lot of money and all these other expenses. I want you to reach out, because I think that if I explain this to you the right way, and you understand that there are people out there that want your help because you know what you're doing and you can coach them on this process, I think you will see that there's a better path for you and your family in your financial future. Now, if you're an agent that is happy with your current 70-30 split or worse, I really want you to take a look in the mirror, assess your situation, and ask yourself, would my family be happy knowing how much money I pay this broker? Right, knowing that I have this skill set. And then I want you to assess the situation that you're currently in and ask yourself, is my broker worth this much money? And I think many of you will find out and come to terms that they're not, right? And they're probably a wonderful person, they're probably a wonderful human being, but they're not worth that much money to you. So if this video was helpful, make sure you comment down below. If you didn't like what I had to say, comment down below as well. I'd like to get other people's insights because some people may not agree with me. But in the meantime, make sure you check out this video to learn more about me and my team and the people that we surround ourselves with. We'll see you in the next video.